Hello and welcome, beautiful stars, to today's reading. Alright, so I know on this channel we look a lot at personal self-growth and development in terms of the spiritual realm, the mental emotional realm, and the personal growth realm. So today we are going to switch things up a little bit and check in with our physical vessel, our body, which allows us to do all that on all other realms. So yes, we're looking at what's the best suggestion that your body wants to convey right now to be functioning at its optimal state here. Okay, so we have 3 piles for you today. That's okay. Do you take this one? No. Do you see this one? Okay, let's give it a bit more of a shuffle for our second pile here. Okay. And let's see. Okay. Alright, lovely stars. So for pile number 1, we have the 2 of wood. For pile number 2, we have the muscles. And for pile number 3, we have the 5 of metal. Alright, lovely stars. So take a second to, or a moment to tune into your intuition. There may be more than one pile calling out to you. Maybe one aspect of your body is speaking out. So take a moment, tune in. Whenever you're ready, go to the description and the timestamp down below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, Pile 1s. Welcome to your reading. Alright, so we are looking at the best way to kind of nourish your physical vessel or your body at the moment right now. And what we'll do is we will check in with kind of where it's at, where your physical level is at, its strength, and kind of its magnitude of the energy is holding at the current moment. And then we will look at the advice, and then we'll take any clarification if needed. So you've chosen the 2 of wood with connection here. Okay, so already I'm getting sensing that what is best for your physical nourishment actually is company. Company in terms of friends, social aspect. The energy of the people around you feeds you and rejuvenate you, and there's a little bit of a word upon balance here. Balance as in, I feel like a lot of you have what I want to say is the what they call the spatula. The spatula-shaped fingernails, which is the energy of the inventor's mind. So you have an abundance of energy, especially when it comes in thoughts or ideas, and you're the type of, it's almost kind of like Vata dosha in Ayurvedic medicine, where the energy just keeps going, keeps writing, keeps on chugging, keeps on running. And it's like your energy feeds with other people, and it goes in a loop. It's like other people's energy feed you, and you them, and vice versa, and then you all feed each other. But the thing about Vatas is that even we have the energy of the wood element coming in here with traditional Chinese medicine, and wood is that energy that springs up forth in the springtime, and it's an energy that keeps growing, keeps pushing, and it has a lot of passion and energy that's just to grow and expand. But for both Vatas and for wood, is there's a limit where it kind of perhaps maybe goes too much and exhausts itself, because it's the energizer bunny that kind of keeps going. So your energy, when you share with other people, yes, it keeps on going and going, to a point where it almost doesn't quote unquote know when to stop. But in that process thereof, then it can kind of start plateauing or trailing down, where then you get kind of tired. So it's, for the majority of the percentage, you're gonna have that energy to keep going, but just a tiny bit of advice there to kind of rejuvenate or pause or curtail or step back a little bit when you feel like you've exerted enough of your energy in terms of sociability or just spending with others. Okay. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, no, that's pretty much good for that. So yeah, we're talking about the energy of the liver and the gallbladder here. Okay, let's look into your tarot. Let's put this here. To see where your current body's energy or state is at, we have the Chariot. Talk about the energy that keeps pushing. Okay. And then we have the Ten of Swords. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Muse, or the King of Inspiration, which is the King of Wands here. And then we have the Queen of Materials, or the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so a couple of things I'm getting. This reiterates what we've already talked about energetically with the with your main card here that you've chosen. Is that energy that keeps on, it's fueled and driven, especially by others, and also by inspiration and creativity, projects, like we said earlier, the inventor's mind, right? Like your mind just is bustling, almost like factory or archive, where things are just moving around, coordinating, almost kind of like a Gemini mind, where it can go in 10 different directions all at once, and that utilizes a lot of energy. But we talk about shifting into the energy of the mind. It can kind of exhaust the body at times. So we know you have the spirit, the drive, the ambition to do a lot of whatever you want to do, whatever pursuits you have going on, whatever projects, whatever you're working on or working at. But over time, with a lot of that mental energy being used, whether it's in your projects or in your creations or in your jobs, or with your sociability with other people, interacting with other people and conversing and spending time, even having intellectual or I'm not just intellectual, but conversations with people. A lot of that mental energy can be spent, and then it's easy to get exhausted. And the main thing I'm getting next is how to recuperate your body, your physical body and level, is getting a lot of sufficient sleep. And not only that, sleep and rest is essential for all of us. But there's something there in regards to maybe part of your ideas, or you get downloads or things of those nature in the dream realm as well. It's, yeah, whether you are conscious of it or not, or whether you are lucidly connecting with your dreams and getting ideas from there. It's, yeah, whether it's subconsciously, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, the dream realm is where you kind of pick and plug out a lot of ideas, or it just kind of gets downloaded to you, or it formulates in there somehow, because that's also the time of rest at night where your body kind of processes thoughts and events and things throughout the day. So I feel like the dream realm, or at night when you're resting, when you're sleeping, it not only gives you a lot of rejuvenation to provide you the energy for the next day and for the long-term aspect of your well-being. It's also essential for you, and it's also essential in terms of getting that fresh oomph, kind of like sun revelation hit in terms of your ideas. It's like if you feel rested and you feel, yeah, I'm getting drawn to, there's a moon sleep aspect there in the candle that you can't see, but it's off camera, but yeah, in the dream realm here. And speaking of inspirations and ideas and things like that, museums coming through for a second. So a lot of archiving I see. It's also maybe partially what you do in your dream subconsciously, and then during the day it's easier for you to categorize, to put things in order naturally. Almost this is a very interesting dynamic. It's like it's almost as if you do it in your sleep, if you can do it naturally or second nature in your sleep, then when you wake up during the day you can almost do that subconsciously or automatically during the day too. So it's what I'm getting shown is like you creating a blueprint of a project or something you want to create or do in the dream realm, and then once you wake up, like that idea quote unquote hits you, but it's more like it stems from your subconscious and it comes out, and then you get a spark of an idea and you jot it down in your book or whatever, and then it comes out. Oh, just notice here we have a moon here with the nighttime dreaming and then coming out during the day here. Fabulous. Okay, and this Queen of Pentacles energy here, yeah, we'll get a bit more clarification from this. Let me see if I can just get it intuitively or psychically. Spirit, what is in regards to this Queen of Pentacles? Okay, so we know part of what's being conveyed here in the spiritual realm or in the subconscious realm is coming out in the physical realm here. Yes, via what you manifest, I guess is one word for it, or what you make, or what you bring out into reality, quote unquote reality, more so the physical realm, via the dream or spiritual or subconscious realm. Okay. We'll see if we have any more messages on this later, but that is the primary message we're getting here. So wonderful. Primarily so far, what you need is mainly rest, in terms of physical rest, sleep specifically, to kind of rejuvenate your system. But you have an abundance of energy, especially when socializing with other people here. Okay, let's look at your oracle cards to see what other advice we have for you. Okay, we have solar plexus chakra with correction, regulation, Septarian stone. I control my emotions and I correct my faults and move on. Okay, Septarian with the solar plexus. Yeah, so this is your energy, your fuel. Okay. Also, I'm hearing good food is I mean, who doesn't enjoy good food, right? But part of what I'm getting more so is when you feel nourished and comforted. Comforted. Yes, that's when you are at your optimal best and peak. Um, because, yeah, both the wood element here and the solar plexus chakra talk about the digestive system. Okay, let's look at other cards and then I'll go back to that point there. Okay, so we have throat chakra with Larimar stone. Enlightenment manifestation. I can manifest my true desires and I strive to reach enlightenment. Okay, so Larimar. Dream realm. Okay, that's a very nice reiteration right there. Dream realm, but yeah, I'm getting very deep, like deep ocean water kind of energy, really that deep subconscious, right? If we think about the iceberg, where the tip, the tip of the iceberg, or what's above the water, is the conscious. The subconscious is rooted deep underwater. There. It's almost like when you convey your ideas, it also helps to be received well by others, or it's almost so instinctive that people connect to it on a subconscious level. Yes, so whatever forms your ideas come out in, whether you're a presenter for a podcast or a radio show, or you write a thesis or presentation, or you do some sort of work with public relations, or something using your voice or conveying your ideas mentally, being able to tap into it and pull it from the dream realm or the subconscious realm gives it a bit of this. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like an instinctive effect on people that allows them to recognize, it's like, oh, this idea that Pile1 is presenting, maybe I don't fully grasp it conceptually, but something about it feels right. It feels so it's that kind of instinctive hit or intuitive feeling that they know, and being able to get it from the dream realm or from the subconscious realm. I keep on want to say dreams, but primarily subconscious is what we're trying to convey, is how it's going to come out and be well received by others. It's like you will be able to best express yourself and your authenticity once your physical level is rested and is able to flow your subconscious smoothly in its subconscious sleeping state into smoothly and naturally into its waking conscious state. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So if your ideas are able to flow smoothly out into the material physical realm without any kind of disconnection between the subconscious and conscious, then it will be better received, better felt and understood by others. Okay, let's see what else we have. So we have, here we go, acknowledgement, and we have challenge as the shadow aspect. This reiterates this energy here, and I felt that these two cards were going to do that. We'll shift these here a little bit. Yes, the acknowledgement is what we've just been talking about. Being able to be received or your ideas being received by others, or when you talk or when you communicate, you'll be better able to be understood, comprehended, received, or connected to other people. When you are in your best optimal flow state here, from subconscious straight into conscious. Okay. And then we have strength, and we have weakness as the shadow aspect. Okay, so I feel like this energy is coming this way, both expressing your strength and your weakness. But let's see, what is this in regards to? It's a feeling of, well, remember how we mentioned the inventor's mind earlier, right? It almost feels as if there's this essence of wanting to do something more, either for, if we're talking about small scale, wanting to achieve more, wanting to accomplish more, either for personal aspects and growth, or on a bigger scale, achieving more, like a discovery for humanity, or something that can benefit for humanity, like a scientist, like an inventor or a scientist. The personal aspect is discovering and learning as a scientist or inventor would, for their own personal interest and their own personal growth and curiosity. But on a bigger scale, it's wanting to discover, learn for the greater aspect and benefit of, say, humanity and the whole group, right? But we see the energy kind of going in between, like this way. It's like you wanting to bring forth that knowledge, that discovery, and wanting to communicate people. And this is on the this could be also on the social work aspect realm, right? On a personal level, it's your growth as an individual. On a greater community scale, it's the benefit of the thriving aspects of your community and helping people in that community. So it doesn't have to be, anything like just along the lines of like a scientist or inventor. It could be a social worker as well. But we see the energy dynamic being kind of midway here, which indicates to me sometimes it feels like you have to push yourself too hard, almost like an obligation. But it doesn't have to be that way. Let me just check on something real quick here. Talking about the freshwater cards here, and I wanted to point out that, so it says here, freshwater wisdom represents our ability to reflect and reassess. So, and that's what often an inventor or a scientist does. They come up with a thought, idea, an experiment, and then they test it. And if it doesn't work, then they reassess, and so on and so forth. And they keep on going with the process. They repeat the process. It's the scientific method, is what it's called. So, part of it, I feel for the most part, there's not a lot of impediments there, not a lot of things blocking or stopping you, but there's some sort of energy dynamic in between of feeling maybe too, it's like your duty, or maybe it's like almost slightly kind of like a burden to strive harder, to work harder. And that's natural of the wood energy here too. Wood just wants to keep on pushing itself to advance to the next level. It's the characteristic traits of that element, in regards to when we apply it to the human dynamic, wanting to strive for more, accomplish challenge ourselves just to keep on going, becoming better and more to strive ourselves to reach greater levels. Yeah. And perhaps part of that is what's contributing to this exhaustion of energy at times too. Maybe not exhaustion, but just kind of like that Energizer Bunny we talked about, where it just keeps on going and not knowing when to stop. Yeah, or knowing when to stop, but still not slowing down, because the nature expansion of wood is just to grow and just to keep on pushing forward. Okay, let's see our final card here. We have calendula with communication. And we've been talking a lot about this whole time with communication and connection and people. Yeah, so yes. Let's finalize our message here. The reiteration is that for the wellness and the most beneficial aspect for your physical body, your physical level, is getting the rest that you need. This speaks primarily of sleep, as we've talked about, but it could also means rest in simpler terms, right? Whether that could be a cat nap or something more like when you find that you keep on pushing yourself so much, it's okay to take a moment to be like, hey, you know what? It's okay. I need to rest in order for me to continue growing more, or to continue to have the energy to keep on diving into my work, into my projects, into my connections, and spending time with others. Because what you'll find is in the process of allowing yourself these little moments of rest, greater inspiration comes through, because you allow your body to physically, your physical level, to catch up with your mind and to catch up with the ideas that you have, the desires and the ambitions of wanting to achieve more. Allowing your physical aspect to have those moments of rest will allow it to even open, I see like a funnel expanding more and more of your energy, and being able to kind of dedicate that even to a greater extent. So get good rest, as it will allow you to be more inspired. It will allow you to have better communications and connections, and kind of even enhance them, because you will have more oomph and more energy to put forth into what you want to do. And the other, of course, is getting good nourishment or feeling comforted. I don't get so much like food aspects here, but it's more so that sense of being comforted, being comfortable, feeling well rested, feeling relaxed, feeling good overall. Yeah, a sense of satisfaction that will also be good and boosting towards for you and towards and for your physical body. Okay, good. Let's get any final word of advice for you here, group 1. Okay, Spirit, may we have any final word of advice, either on Pile 1's physical body, what it wants to convey, or for its wellness? Final words of advice, please. I'm gonna take this one, not this one. Okay, can we get one more? Oh, there he was. Yeah, this one. Okay. All right, so our final word of advice here, we have the Lovers, and we have the Emperor, and then we have the King of Cups. Sorry, Pentacles. But traditional suits not standing out so much here. It's more important. Talk about the mind. We mentioned that already. This is more satisfaction with yourself. This I don't get so much sense about relationship. It's more loving what you do and loving yourself and the aspects of you. And one of those aspects, of course, because we are multifaceted organisms, is our physical aspect. Desires, ambitions, I don't know, perhaps some of you are feeling like time constraints, or you don't have enough time, or something aspect of time going on here. So feeling that kind of constraint with, I only have so much hours in the day, I don't have time to rest or sleep, there's so much I want to do, or feeling like you need to reach certain milestones is what I'm hearing, or checkpoints or checklists even. Very cerebral vibes here. So final word of advice, yes, be true to who you are. Do honor your intellectual self, your creative sense, your creative selves, because I feel a lot of you have that vast expansive mind, the inventor's mind, as we talked about already, or the scientist's mind, but your body will appreciate you so much more and function so much more optimally, really so much more optimally, when you are not working under constraint. Whether it's because you have to fill a checklist, or you feel like you have to meet certain deadlines, or you don't feel like you have sufficient timing. It's allowing and giving yourself that honor and the respect and that rest, and that love for yourself physically, love for your physical body, that allows you to do more of the cerebral things that will be most beneficial in terms of bringing about those cerebral and desires and things you want to accomplish. Yes. So a little bit more love on the physical aspect for the self and the body, so it can function optimally, as it would. And so self-care is just coming through right there. All right, lovely stars. That was your message. Wonderful. Get some rest. And remember to honor your physical body as much as your intellectual mind here. And with that, I will conclude your message here. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe if you have not already. I'm wishing you a wonderful, magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine bright. Definitely take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Pile2. Welcome to your reading. All right, so we are asking, what's the best way to support your physical body or your physical vessel here? So first we're going to look at the energy of the overall energy, and then the state of where your body's at, the nature of it, and the energy that it has to expand. And then we will look at any clarification or advice coming there afterwards. All right, so you've chosen the muscle card with judgment and renewal. Okay, so we have here judgment, renewal. In regards to group 2, Spirit, what's the best nourishment for the physical body at the moment? Okay, so actually working out, or a way to expend your energy, is the best way to support your body right now, pile 2. So that includes, if more so you are accustomed to having a more sedentary style or nature or lifestyle to you, it can benefit from it. It doesn't have to be intense work hour exercise or anything like that, right? It's just there is a call to have movement in your energy dynamic. So in your physical body, what that means is it could be anything as easy as going for a walk, shifting, moving around, but there has to be some sort of circulation, literally circulation via the blood, and circulation via the energy and the movement of the body too. So for those of you who like to exercise and do more intense workouts and things like that, that is also beneficial for you. What else is this in regards to spirit? I'm also getting that because in the process of moving your body, it's also moving your mind. And it starts a lot of things shifting and moving, especially with the muscles here. We're talking about movements. It is literally the the component for us that that is required to move and shift around, for like walking, running. Yeah, we need our muscles for, I mean, pretty much everything, but primarily a lot of it in terms of the realm of movement too is the main energy we're getting here. So there's an encouragement of that, and there's also that message. So let's take a look at your tarot here to see where the current state is at for your physical body and how much energy it holds, and what area needs to be paid attention to. Okay, so we have the Two of Fire with dominance. Okay. Yeah, so talking about circulation, this is the heart element here, or I mean the fire element, which relates to the heart organ and circulation. Okay. And we have Ace of Earth with payoff. Okay. And then we have, wow, Judgment twice. Okay. This is a very physical and literal message. So often, also dance is coming through as well. But judgment is rising. But here we're getting a very literal message. It's like, get up and move. Judgment is about rising, like the energy that's going up and moving about and outward, right? But here we're getting that message of literally getting up. Like if you are sedentary most of the time, it's to get up and to move and to express yourself. So that can be extrapolated to more than just the physical, but definitely an essence of the physical aspect. Okay, and we have Eight of Swords. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Swords. Nesting, homebody. Okay. We have the King of Swords. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. A lot of you are, I want to say, cerebral or function in the realm of the mind. What do I mean by that? Especially in regards to your card specifically here. That could be anything in regards to using a lot of your mind, right? Or using, say, even like, I don't know why this was coming through, but I'm going to convey it as the message is coming. It's like gamers, for example, use their minds a lot, right? I mean, like, yes, they do use some hand motions and some kind of coordination here and there with eye-hand coordination, but it's when you're playing a game, you're strategizing, you're analyzing, and yeah, there's a lot of that kind of mental analysis and watchful. Yeah, a lot of mental energy is exerted and is expended. It's funny, we have a lot of sword energy here coming through too. We also have a bit of cups or water emotional energy coming through this Eight of Swords, which is interesting. I feel like there's an energy of withholding or holding within yourself. It's not the kind of Four of Pentacles, like clinging on and hoarding kind of energy, but this energy is more so like kind of keeping to yourself. Yes, being like clandestine may not be the best word for it, but being kind of hidden, being not exposed would be a better way to say it, I guess. Wanting to just kind of stay behind the screen. If we use that gaming or gamer analogy, or even being behind a computer or a screen of some sorts, an iPad, a phone, an email. Yeah, there's this energy of not interacting face to face, right? There's a sense of comfort of being behind some sort of a literal screen, yes, but also a screen that kind of, yeah, a function of a screen, like say a window screen, is to keep something out, like bugs and flies and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a screen there that kind of gives you a safety net comfort of being by yourself or on your own. But at the same time, that screen can also prevent more authentic interaction or connection. You just can't get the same kind of interaction with somebody or with people if you were there in person, as opposed to when you are behind a screen. So okay, so that is very interesting energy dynamic coming through. But yeah, so claim that if it resonates, but there's some sort of aspect in there of keeping pretty much to yourself or in your own mind. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about the judgment message here, about getting up and moving about, and also kind of like rising out of your comfort zone in a little bit. We do need some clarification here, which we have. So let me see if I can adjust this where you can kind of see things. Okay, we're just going to leave this as is. Let's see our clarification here. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles here. Okay, a couple things I'm noticing. Fractals is what it says back up here. And then this almost looked like a layer of muscle to me. Okay. And oh my god. We have judgment for the third time here. That is quite significant. Okay. So many messages in regards to getting up, getting out, exposure, no more hiding, no more behind a screen, no more just even hiding, not like, it's not so much about hiding, it's It's about keeping yourself, even say, since we're talking about gaming here, it's that kind of fantasy world. It's like being behind that is also kind of a screen. Let's review all our cards here before I really get in depth talking about that. We'll get back to that. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Three of Wands. You feel something has withered and dried up, even though you've invested energy in it. We have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, feeling like a solo conductor. And we have the Six of Wands. This is an interesting energy right here. It's kind of like a sad harvest. Okay. I think we see the dynamic here. Okay, how do we convey this? It's kind of almost like a melancholy kind of feeling. So a combination here. We don't have the Three of Swords, but this Five of Pentacles reminds me very much of that, is what we're getting here. There's some sort of dynamic here about sharing yourself in the past, but either you have not found people you really can, or like you haven't found a good number of people or a really good group of people or a good niche of people that really understand and can really fully connect with you on a really deep heart-like level. That's for some of you. The other aspect is having shared that, but almost feeling as if, see, it's not quite betrayal here, but it's more so, yeah, it's as if you planted certain seeds and it has grown into a full orchard, but then now the trees are withering and dying, either because there wasn't enough either enough or the right kind of people to connect with to kind of keep that lush, vibrant orchard going, or feeling like you were the solo conductor, or even though you created or shared aspects of yourself that either you shared a lot of, or you created something so huge and wondrous, but it feels like a sad or melancholy kind of harvest, or it's not a satisfactory kind of harvest. So whatever that has been shared in the past, whether aspects of yourself or things you created or systems you set up like in an online game, or the progress you made, so on and so forth here, there's this energy of it's either you were solo or you weren't received well, or there just wasn't people who you could connect with and receive well with. And that in itself kind of gives a bit of disappointment. That kind of puts you in your mode now. It's like, well, I'm just going to be doing what I love on my own because I'm not really able to find people or groups or things to connect with, or people who share the same interests, or to the extent of the level that you that you feel. It doesn't feel the same way as you do. But there's this kind of like rejuvenating energy that comes through with triple judgment, mind you. That is incredible to come out in one single reading. We have 3 judgments are coming through. Something perhaps you feel like you stowed away, or that you, like the orchard example we talked about, that you cultivated, that you planted, that has either like been ignored or died off or wasn't received, whatever it is, some sort of almost disappointment that goes with it, or feels like a melancholy kind of harvest. It's meant to rise, it's meant to get up, it's meant to be known, it's meant to be recognized in some sense, form, or shape or way here. Yes, because we know your brilliance here. All 3 figures here are like at the top of their game, and I feel like they're all you. It's like you know what you plant and you know how to reap what you sow. You know your professionalism and your adaptability thereof in doing what you do, and you know that what you sown is can have great yield, great benefits. But you see all these 3 figures are solo, is what's standing out here. Yes, we know there's an audience in the back here, but they're not at the forefront. So there's some sort of disconnect here in regards to not having acknowledgement. That gives you a sense of melancholy or disappointment. But yeah, now is the time to get up, to move about, to kind of revitalize yourself again, to resurrect yourself. There's the energy of the judgments coming through. It's almost like the time or the calling is near or is here. Because you presented in the past, but it's almost as if it's fallen on deaf ears. And the payoff energy of it was not what you expected. Yeah. Okay. Yes, whatever you presented definitely has some sort of energy of communication, or yeah, because we have a lot of swords energy coming through with the base cards here, and that is often on the realm of communication and sharing, either across social media platform or some sort of words, or communication more on intellectual aspect rather than a feeling, emotional, or a material aspect. Okay, interesting message. We might need some clarification more upon this. Let's see what are actually. Let me grab a deck here. Let's see, which one do we want to clarify with Spirit? We want to clarify with this deck. Okay. Okay, can we get... So we're still talking about the physical aspect, the vessel here. But we want to figure out what this melancholy, disappointment, solo kind of energy is all about. Okay. Alright, can we get a clarification on that, please, Spirit? What is this energy, thank you, Spirit, in regards to that solo? Okay. Time. Okay. Input, output. For one's recognition. Not the same as 6 of 1 recognition, but getting a very sun energy feeling through here. 4 of 1 speaks about celebration, but very interesting dynamic, especially depicted in this card here. It's like of the self again. And Four of Wands usually has the energy of sharing with other people. But here we see you. I'm getting very sun energy coming through here. Just enjoying your own time. Okay. So time, input, output. Yes, whatever energy you put in. So I think, yeah, it doesn't get specific here because each of you has invested and put energy into various different things, right? So we can't clarify that because we would be here all day. Everybody that tunes in has something different that they have going on. But the energy that pervades for all of you is that whatever input you have will radiate out to give you comfort, even if it doesn't reach the masses at the exact time or in the expanse of time that you expect it to. At least where it can start is to give you comfort. And that is most important of all. Yes. Because judgment is... we don't see justice here. So it's not due time. But where it first begins is comfort with yourself. If you can find satisfaction and comfort and love in what you do and what you share, it has to be happy, content, and satisfactory in your own heart first before that can be kind of expanded to a bigger either audience or populace or a greater scale. It has to start from within first. Yes. And that's where you are encouraged to rise up on your own first. And then the rest will follow later, or the rest of the people or the connection or the acknowledgement will follow later. Because the input, once the wheel gets spinning, we're talking about divine timing here, and the cycles of time there are cycles, it's cyclical. There's a cycle like a crest and a trough through to everything. And right now it may just seems that you're at the trough, but slowly the cycle will again rise to the crest. And just because you're not quite at the crest yet, no matter where you are, if you are on the trough or if you are on the crest, as long as you're comfortable and feeling good, then that will naturally raise your energy here. So very interesting, intricate reading we have here, because we're talking about what really benefits and what really nourishes you at your physical level and physical body and aspect, right? So on the physical level, the very minor aspect of that, what I want to say is getting up, moving about, getting your energy flowing, shifting, moving. But then it extrapolates so much here, because I'm getting an image here of a small wheel and one of those big giant wheels like on a bicycle in olden times. It's like the small wheel has to turn in order for the big wheel to turn too. It's like one doesn't move then the other doesn't. And right now where it's at is like this small wheel has to move, right, in order for this big wheel to turn. It's amazing that we're getting that in this card here, and they're giving me that image as well. So that sense of comfort has to start with you in your physical body to get things churning and moving on a physical aspect. That literally means getting up and maybe, like we mentioned earlier, going for a nice simple walk, or just getting your energy circling and moving and cycling. And then that will in turn turn the big cycle of energy, of all the energy around you in your environment, in your interaction with people, in your project, getting the energy moving on a bigger scale, and then eventually expanding that to the world and the cosmos. So whether it's in terms of recognition for something you made, created, or something you planted and have harvested, it has to start with within you. It has to, you are the kind of center point, the pinwheel point here, to start that energy cycling and moving. Yeah, and I'm getting drawn again to the payoff. So it will pay off, it's just in due time, but it starts with moving your energy right now. Okay, wonderful. Let's get your final words of advice here in regards to our oracle decks. So brave and fearful. Okay, so that's the energy dynamic we have here. Ooh, and coming from the solar plexus again, with the sun energy. So it's a matter of being brave, being strong. I'm also being pointed out to 33333 here. Being brave, being strong, being firm, instead of worrying or fearing like that something might not ever come to fruition, or that is just going to die off, like this orchard here. It's actually quite the opposite, but yeah, getting the energy of being able to stand alone until you are recognized is the best way I can describe it. Okay, let's look at. Okay, so we have crown chakra here with purple fluorite, dreams and visions. I never lose sight of my creative visions. I pay close attention to my dreams. Thank you for this message, because that was what I was trying to convey with this message, but I didn't quite get the words out right. And this is exactly the words I never lose sight of my creative visions. So whatever you have going on or wanting to manifest or create, talking about wheels here, maintain the vision, the dream, have the bravery, the courage, instead of worrying about whether something is not going to get, to be accomplished or achieved, but instead focus on the energy and never losing sight of your vision. Will in turn strengthen your core, everything around you, and everything that you create. And if you need to, yes, tap into your spiritual self, your spiritual guides, your higher team. Ask, for some assistance. That's also what we're getting pointed out to here, especially with the colors of the purple here, to kind of help provide and lend some strength and wisdom, encouragement for you to keep this energy of bravery, fortitude, not losing your vision, and keeping that energy going forward. Okay, and our final card here, perfect, pomegranate with personal power. And it's like the 3 P's here, or like the power of 3. It's what I'm getting reminded of for those of you who are charm fans. But it's mainly personal power, as we talked about already. Solar plexus energy, personal power, sun energy, sun power dynamic, the self that is tapping, that is not for you, not necessarily just tapping into, it's for you to stand in your power, is what we're hearing and getting. Yes, in standing in your own power and being content and happy with where you're at in your own power, being able to celebrate your success on an internal level, that success will then extrapolate out to the external world. What do we mean by that? As long as you can appreciate the work, the effort, yes, everything you put in, the energy you put in, and recognize how far you've come and what you have become, what you have learned, what you have gained to this point in time and space and in your life. And that's what it means when we talk about standing in your personal power in here. That will give you, I hear, the fruitfulness that you deserve. So absolutely wonderful. All right, lovely stars, the pile 2. Get up, move about, cycle your energy a little bit. Be content and appreciate how far you come. And that will allow you to stand in your personal power on an energetic dynamic. And then also on a physical aspect too. That's how to nourish your body, is to stand in your power. Yes. And then nourishing that on the solar plexus, on the physical level, would also be good. Okay. All right, lovely stars. Pile number 2, that was your reading. If you enjoyed it, consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. I'm wishing you a wonderful, magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so let's see. We are looking at what's the best way to support or nourish your physical vessel or your physical body. And you've chosen the 5 of metal here with budget. Okay, so already I'm getting, it's the budgeting and management of time, resources, or energy. What does that mean on the physical realm for you? So in terms of your physical realm and your physical body, group 3, it's like you will feel either more energized or tired depending on where you put your energy and how much of your energy you give it to other areas of your schedule and your daily activities, and even your projects, times, and people. So that, yeah, encompasses pretty much everything, I believe, under the sun. So you're depending, I feel like your energy, okay, let's see, for group 3, please, Spirit. Yeah, your energy, it's like, it can either feel really good or it can feel a bit more tired or depleted. It's for you, it's more the allocation of resources and energy that will best provide you the optimum or the optimal or the maximal state of physical being that you can be in. Okay. Yeah, it's more so allocation of energy, where you put your energy and how much you devote your energy to certain things or areas or people. Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll look at the current state of where your body is at and where its energy is being spent or perhaps can be encouraged to be focused into, and then we'll look for final words of advice, clarification in terms of how to best optimally kind of boost your physical vessel here, your body. Okay, so first we have the 4 of Cups. Okay. And then we have the 2 of Wands. Interesting. And then we have the Knight of Wands. I see. Charge in head first, reconsider later. We have the Priestess. Okay, a bit of going within here. We have the 6 of Emotions, or the 6 of Cups. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Wands. And then the Ten of Cups. And the Four of Swords. Okay, very clear message here. And this card coming through. Some of that needs a bit of clarification up from this point, but yeah. Okay, so let's dive straight into the message. Part of where your energy is now is there is a little bit of disappointment might be a strong word, but kind of wasted, or it feels like there's wasted energy where you're butting heads at either with and this varies for all of you, of course, but for some of you it will be butting heads or meeting stalemates at a juncture with either a person, a group, and for some other of you it might be getting such strong feelings or emotions for group and people here. But if that's not you, then that might be another pile for you, or you checked another pile. But also kind of energy that's wasted or has been invested in certain things, but it just kind of fell to the wayside, where it didn't really make any progress, or it seemed like the energy was wasted on a project or a creation or something. We're not talking about people, but we are on the realm strongly for people and connections. That's where it feels like some of your energy have been diverted too much there, but it didn't get anything reciprocated, anything that brought out any kind of returns or investment. Because part of your energy, and this is a wonderful, lovely energy to have, Group 3, it's like you charge in head first, and you have this oomph, this energy of excitement and creation, and this Knight of Wands energy, right? I feel very much is like for the majority of you, where you get in there and you burn the candle really fast. It's like when you meet somebody, when you get an idea on a project, you go in there and you are riding head strong in like, it's like, let's get this thing going, let's get this relationship created, let's form a bond, and then quickly maybe sometimes you get great benefit out of it. You pour all your energy into a certain project and all your efforts, and it yields some good results. But often more than not, that is not the case. And then that's when it can kind of feel like you wasted your energy, or you're butting heads, or you're ramming into a certain situation, or you're butting heads with people. It's like, why is this relationship not going anywhere? Why did I waste so much effort into this person, into this group that I was in, into this project I was in, that what I was doing or that I started? Because there's that energy of this very fiery energy of rushing in first, and that's the nature of fire. When you start a fire, it's all or nothing kind of with combustion, right? It's like it takes that flame and it just strikes and it burns really quickly. But then unless there's some sort of output for that energy, or some sort of resource to kind of keep on feeding that flame, then the flame can kind of slowly die down, and that's where your energy feels like it's wasted. And this High Priestess here is coming in to indicate a moment of reflection, to pause, wait, and yeah, it's interesting because the dynamic of the Priestess here is more that reflective stillness energy to kind of consider. It's almost like, well, there's this kind of instinctive knowing with the High Priestess, where you almost have this kind of innate instinctive feeling that something might or might not work out, whether it's a relationship that you jump into, or a friendship that you want to get started, or a project that you want to get started. Like, you know, more or less, like in the background, that might or might not work out. But in order to recognize that, you have to take pause and reflect for a little bit before jumping right in. There's this kind of disparity in this dynamic of energy of rushing in too quickly and taking pause and reflection first in order to know if the situation's good for you. Because even if you know instinctively, but you still rush in anyways, it's like, well, then there goes the energy, right? But if you take a moment to be like, hey, let's take 2 seconds on this, or 2 minutes, or 2 days, or 2 weeks, or 2 months. It's like, should I really pour all my money, resources and assets and energy and time into this? And you're like, well, let's, and then that moment with clarity, especially in your reflective time, will hit you, and it's like, maybe down the long term, this project or this relationship is not going to give me as much yield as the energy I put into it. And that will allow you better to discern where you should put and budget your energy. Okay, in terms of the Six of Cups here, what is the energy of the Six of Cups here, Spirit? Going to internal passions. We're gonna leave this for now. I'm not getting much on this card. Okay. But let's look at the rest here. Okay, so we know for your physical vessel where the energy is being kind of well, not depleted, but where the energy trickles out or is wasted. Okay, that's what this Six of Cups is. We'll leave this one here. We'll get to that in just a little bit. It is the investment of putting the energy in the right places, where the heart really is, the heart and the essence of things. Why is this being pointed out in the Six of Cups? It's because when you get to that kind of like, or the better way to explain this is when you look at a child, right? It's like, you know where their heart is. It's like, if they are putting really like their love into something, then you know that's what they follow. Whereas, children can dabble with many things because they're in the stage of learning. But when they really invest in something, say for example, a child can play around with different toys and stuff like that. But once you give them, or you take them to a music store and they spot the instrument that's just right for them and they start playing and they start dabbling with it and they really get into it, then they know, like intuitively, it's like they are one day going to be a great musician because they've chosen their instrument of choice and that's what they want to play. Is partially what the energy we're getting through here is. And I feel that putting your energy into the right thing for you, the right kind of, going back to that, the heart of the essence of what suits you best. Once you go into kind of, how to convey this, that childlike innocence, knowing without a doubt, what you want to do, what you want to. That will allow you to get a lot more fruitful return and results for the energy that you put in. And that will give you the satisfaction, because it feels then that the energy that you have put in will be reciprocated in such a way that you will absolutely love. And that will enhance and strengthen your physical well-being, because you know your energy has been invested into the proper the thing that you really enjoy or love, or into the relationship you really enjoy or love. We do get a bit of relationships coming through here as well. So there's the dynamic as for some of you as well. If some of you are feeling that your energy is being wasted in certain relationships or in certain dynamics with people, or whether it's platonic, otherwise familial, or romantic. If you feel like your energy's butting heads with somebody, well, then it's time to shift that energy. Instead of wasting that energy to that aspect, it's time to put your energy into relationships that will really be reciprocated and gives you a lot of meaning and satisfaction. We haven't even spoken about this card yet. It's pretty straightforward, the message here, but we're going to leave a little bit. There's an encouragement right now to rest and rely on spirit guides and to your spiritual team, to allow them to carry you through. For some of you, it's a phase, perhaps a challenging, tiresome, or difficult time that you just need to kind of be nurtured and carried through a little bit from some spiritual support aspect here. Yes, but getting back to the physical aspect, the best way to nourish and strengthen your physical body and vessel is to properly divert your energy into where it's most beneficial for you, so where you don't feel like you're losing out on certain things. Okay, let's get our clarification cards on this. So we have the Knight of Pentacles here. We have the Ten of Wands. And for this deck, there might not be need. It's similar to the Osho Zen Tarot, where the imagery captures the essence of the energy better than any kind of the numbering system. So just to note that. So, and then we have the Five of Pentacles, or we have this energy here of, okay, interesting. I feel it feels as almost like the energy, the sun's over here, but yet all the sunflowers are facing away from it, and they're all going to turn to the sun there. So in due time is what I just got. What is this in regards to, Spirit? In due time, we know that this aspect, it's like here you are ringing on a doorbell. Hey, I'm here. I did the work. I put in the energy. I blah blah blah. I XYZ. no reciprocation. No one's answering the door. And it's like you're here waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. I did my part. Here's my energy. I've invested into this relationship. Here's the energy that I put into this project. Here's my energy. Here's my energy. Giving out and putting it there. Where is the result? Meeting butting heads, meeting disappointments, having energy wasted. And the priestess is saying, wait, stop. Yeah. It's in due time, it's coming. It's like as the sun comes out, as the clouds clear away here, I see the sunflowers will start to turn. But right now they're facing the other direction, away from the sun, right? Because the timing, something about timing here is not quite ready yet. It's not that everything isn't ripe and ready, because it is, but it's just more so some sort of aspect of timing. It's not on par here yet. So that's why there's a bit of feeling like wasted energy going on here. Okay. So yes, it's a matter of being patient and diverting your energy into the proper area. Okay, and rest is definitely coming up. So in the meantime, stars, Pile3, if you find that you are not getting reciprocity in terms of certain energy or where you're divesting that energy, we talk about shifting and budgeting your energy where it matters, right? But resting at the same time is also good. And like we mentioned earlier, allowing your spiritual team or your support network or whatever ways you support yourself to carry through this period, to kind of recoup and regenerate your energy. And then when the time comes, like all these sunflowers, like your energy can be, it's like, hey, the project's here. The investment that I made, or hey, the person or the relationship I've been trying to cultivate has finally responded. It's like now is the time to actually put in more energy into that area. So you don't get tired, you don't get fatigued. So your physical vessel does not feel like it's being drained or depleted. Okay. All right, let's look at your oracle cards here. We have the sacral chakra with the peach moonstone, self-love and passion. I follow my passion and I remember to love myself. Okay, that is the strongest message of all coming here. It's the self-honoring, self-love, self-respect, self-compassion that one must have for oneself, especially if you are in relationships where you're diverting your energy, especially sexually too. If you're spending a lot of intimate time with people or persons, or where you're spending your creative or your sexual energy and it's being drained or wasted on a particular person or party or whatever, then there's a call to honor yourself about that. To kind of pull back that energy and to kind of maintain and reserve that energy. Yes. Especially if there's too much of it. If too much sexual energy or too much sexual activity can kind of drain your essence and drain your energy. Sufficient amount of it is very healthy, very beneficial. And it's good for the movement and flow of chi and energy in your body, but too much of it will drain you and make you feel depleted, disappointed, and tired. Okay. And then we have third eye chakra with blue argonite, calmness and relaxation. I take time for self-care and relaxation, and I remain calm in the time of stress. And yeah, relaxation is what we talked about earlier with this card here, and this is a reiteration thereof. Okay, and then the next card we have is variable and reliable. Like a mother comforting her child, or a lover comforting his or her lover, there needs to be some sort of reciprocity, some sort of reliability, some sort of energy that is stable, that you can go to on a regular basis, that gives you this, it gives you this stable rock rootedness kind of energy that will allow it to proliferate, to become more into kind of a more abundant and lush energy. So with all those fancy poetics and the way of describing it, what we mean is, if you invest or if you sow the seed in the right environment, then the lush forest will grow. But if you sow the seed in the quote-unquote wrong environment, or in a sterile environment, or in an environment that doesn't support the growth of that seed, then that energy will not flourish into something great, something that can nourish you down the line, and not in a relationship that doesn't nourish you down the line. Yeah. So we're getting a lot of relationships coming through in this pile, and I think pretty much only this pile has the relationship aspects. But if that is the case for some of you, yes, feeling drained, whether sexual energy being drained, or just your energy being headbutted or wasted, is encouraged to release and recuperate and rest your energy. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we have pomegranate with personal power. Very interesting. This also came out in Pile2, but it has a very different meaning here. I mean, yes, it does has a little bit to do with your personal power, solar plexus and sacral chakra. But this speaks strongly in terms of the sexual energy dynamic here. So we're going to leave it here. And interesting message coming through. There's some sort of imbalance of energy dynamic here, especially in regards to other people. And this is not just on a sexual level, but also just on an energy dynamic, interaction wise, when you interact with other people. There's something about standing in your personal power here and kind of appreciating the uniqueness of your personality, no matter how sensual or offsetting that feels. There's something about you that's kind of almost mystical, but kind of sensual and alluring for some of you, that perhaps you are not, something that makes you kind of shy or reticent about conveying that, or about expressing that about yourself. Perhaps it's about the way you dress, or the way you look, or how you display yourself, or how you present yourself. There's some sort of energy about that when interacting with other people, that you don't fully feel like you can express yourself, but yeah, the encouragement is, hey, be you. There's no one else like you, so why bother about what other people think? Because when you do, then it creates the energy dynamic disparity here. And it's to fully embrace the unique central aspect of who you are. Since we are talking about self-love here as well, there's some sort of energy here, some sort of sacral energy, some sort of sexual creative energy, in terms of how you express yourself. And to stand in that power and fully express it will make you seem more sensual and, for lack of a better word, delicious to the world. Because otherwise, if you don't stand in that power, then in your own personal sensual nature, then that's where the discrepancy or the power dynamic starts to shift. And then feeling like you're butting head, feeling like you're not seeing eye to eye, all those kind of friction battling energy. Okay, very interesting coming through for that message. And last but not least, we have Poppy with Restful Sleep. Okay, and that coincides very well with the rest aspect here on this side. Again, with two dynamic of some sort of, with the sleep and the rest and knowing where to put your energy will somehow almost like make you as attractive as you are or more attractive. So it's almost, what's the energy of the spirit? It's like getting that good rest or knowing where to put your energy and focus is in terms of your physical care is what we're talking about. It's like either caring for your sleep hygiene or the way you present yourself physically, and then putting the right energy into those areas, it's going to make you more attractive. Don't know why this message is coming through, but I'm here to convey as it is. So there's that aspect there. So yes, for your best and well-being and nourishment of your physical body, group 3, yes, invest your energy where it feels best for you, where you feel nourished, loved, appreciated, sensual, expressive, beautiful. And in due time, because you're putting and focusing that energy into those proper area where you're feeling nourished and good and loved and relaxed and beautiful, then that energy will be reciprocated, and you won't feel tired or drained or depleted. But that is the main encouragement there. Okay, any final messages for Pile 3 here, Spirit? They really want to re-emphasize self-love. So main key takeaway here, group 3, if you're in any dynamic where you don't feel fully appreciated or fully loved, shift yourself away. Don't waste your energy in those dynamics, whether it be a relationship or a project or a group of people or or some sort of social media platform, like say like an influencer or something. It's the best thing I can think of. Yeah, and do put your energy into the area that makes you feel expressive, creative, love, sensual, and beautiful. Yes. All right, that was your reading, Pile3. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. I'm wishing you a wonderful, magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine ever so bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars.